had the most been most raised by everyone, so that we can give you the most value. So help me with this. If you really have a question, please get the link from any one of my PropNex salesperson, and then from there you can just key in your question straight away. All questions keep anonymous, so feel free to ask anything about what you want to know and hear it from the horse's mouth. Ismail and Kelvin will be there to answer each and every one of you. So coming back to tonight, I think Benjamin has prepared a very, very wonderful session for all of you. Without much further ado, I'm going to invite him to center stage and then bring him forward. Hi, evening, Ben.
Good evening. Let me start my video. Yeah, let me adjust myself because I haven't adjusted my laptop. Can everybody see me? Good?
Yes, Ben. Ben, thank you for being here tonight. In fact, Benjamin, talking about this over demand, under supply, right? Actually, a little bit from Benjamin, which he will introduce himself. You all will notice is that he's very, very active in the west side. So quite detailed and quite elaborated. He has developed research on the west side story as well. So anything else on top of what he covered today, right? We might do another segment about the west side transformation as well. So Benjamin, using this public sector to just bring you to another segment later on. Okay.
Well, one more thing
over to you. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Eddie. Okay, today I'm very excited. Okay, why? Because this morning I did the same session to over 1,000 PropNex agents and to my fellow colleagues. They are very, very excited about what I share. So I hope today I can also bring the same kind of excitement to every one of you. Although I cannot see you, I cannot hear you. Okay, I hope everyone is well. Okay, this CB, we have already crossed 1 month. I think seems like we are most of us are getting used to it. Okay, myself, actually I'm enjoying myself at home. There are a lot of things that during the busy times, right, we missed out in our life. Right now we have a lot of catch up to do. At the same time, we can connect with more of our friends. In fact, we got ourselves more connected because everybody took one step slower, all right, to really live life as it is. So without any further ado, let me share my screen. Okay, let me minimize this. Okay, my topic today, over demand, under supply. Okay, in fact, this is not a statement. This is a question, right? There should be a question mark after the word supply, right? Over demand, under supply. Is this possible, right? Why? Because PropNex have been running this consumer seminar for the past 4 weeks to 5 weeks. And I have also been a panelist for several of the segment, right? And I realized one common question, one burning question from every participant listening to every consumer seminar. They are always asking this top question. And too little people buying in the market, causing a oversupply. So today, I really just want to dive into this over demand and under supply topic, but then again to really understand is the demand and supply, okay, just a whole one.
Give us 1 minute. Somehow the connection drop off.
Drop off,
Yep. Let me check. Everything should be okay. Your side okay? Yeah, we try to reconnect again. Yeah.
Mic test, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you, everyone. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. Just while Ben is setting up, if you have any question, you can post it under the question and answer tab, so we can leave the chat box for other things. Okay, we are back in streaming, Ben. We are good.
Okay. Okay. Technology. Don't know what happened. Okay. In any case, if really you all cannot hear me, please let me know. Okay. So today I will not give anybody a statement as it is. I will want to go through all the facts and figures, and I would like everyone to ask yourself the questions, and then hopefully you can also answer to yourself. Because why? If we talk, you believe half. If you say it out and you yourself believe it, then it is true for you. So instead of us, every seminar, we keep telling you, this is the way, this is the way. I thought today, let's make it the other way around. Let me throw you some facts and figures, and every one of you ask yourself the question, right? Is it true? Okay. So of course, I'm going to do a disclaimer. Okay, whatever I've going to share in the next 1 hour or so, I have done my research, and then I have also put in the source. Okay, at the bottom of every of my slide. Okay, all the source I took it off from HDB website, URA website, and anything that's available publicly. So I've done my due diligence to check. But however, every one of you must still do your own due diligence before you act. Whoever is your PropNex salesperson that invited you in, please always check back with him. Okay, he will give you the best advice he can. Eddie, can I just check with you? Everything is okay? My voice? Eddie?
For my side, I'm hearing you okay.
Okay, thank you, Eddie.
I think because of the topic, I think Singtel stepped in, the government tried to stop your seminar. Jokes aside,
Okay lah, it's good to have jokes, right? Don't be so serious. Every day we are so cooped up at home. Some of us feeling very frustrated. Some of us feeling very, the mood is no good. But I think let's just relax now. It's 8 p.m. Okay, just treat it as a session to learn. If you enjoy, please carry on. If halfway through you totally feel that this is not a topic for you, I'm talking nonsense, also can. I'm cool with that. No problem. Go and enjoy your Netflix. Okay, we are all cool. No problem. Okay, I'll do my best to give everyone the best 1 hour. Okay, tonight. So can property be safe and low risk? So today I want to talk about these two topics. Can it be safe? Can it be low risk? Okay. And of course, then I also want to look at the supply and demand. Okay, so supply and demand in Singapore property market. And at the end of it, I will use Park Clementi's one development as an example, and I run through everything that I've went through and see whether Park Clementi's as an example, does it pass or does it fail? Then of course, you can also use the same whatever I'm sharing with you in the next 1 hour in other developments, in other areas. All right, it can be Woodlands, it can be Tampines, it can be other developments. Doesn't matter, because this is a very general template. But I'll be using Park Clementi's as an example. Okay, so every day, okay, I read newspaper. Okay, I read the Straits Times, I read the Business Times, and then the first page is always this, right? COVID-19 told us, okay, everything that the government wants us to do. The fact that today we are not running a consumer seminar at a hotel, we are not running a consumer seminar live in a room, is because we need to stay safe. We are under a circuit breaker. How do we stay safe? We stay safe by what? Staying at home. We do not go out and socialize. We do not go into crowd. We try not to go near anyone. Social distancing. Because we know if everyone does this correctly, okay, the cases will come down. Every one of us will be safe. The risk will be lower. So why every one of us wear a mask? Because my saliva will be blocked by the mask. Your saliva will be blocked by your own mask. Okay, we minimize the risk. So COVID-19 taught me these two things. Be safe, lower the risk. And this is a picture. This is not Singapore. This one is in Hong Kong. They have already kind of like loosened their measures, so people are going out. So you can see everybody is wearing a mask. But then again, if everybody wear a mask, does it mean that there will be zero transmission? The risk is zero. No. Because no matter what we do, we can only minimize the risk. Wearing a mask, okay, it has not been proven 100% the virus cannot transmit. Okay, it only says that, and it's only proven to a certain extent that the risk will be minimized. So today our topic is the same. If you apply this to our real estate investment, there will always be some risk. The only thing is, can we reduce the risk lower? Is it, can we control? Can we do some things? Can we do some preparation? Can we ask some questions? Can we do some homework such that the risk become a bit lower, right? So can we apply the same theory of being safe and lowering our risk, like what COVID taught us, okay, in our property investment? So today I just want to use this topic. I want to make things very easy and very simple for everyone to understand. Okay, I'm not so sure about every one of you. Have you been to some seminars whereby the trainer or the speaker talk in such a very high level, a very complicated manner that you left, while you are at the seminar, you feel very motivated. But after you left the seminar or the talk, you kind of like still feel very confused, right? You kind of don't know what to do. Because why? Because it's not something that you can relate to. It's not something that's very easy to understand. So today I want to do something very different. Okay, like what Eddie has introduced me. I'm also known as one trainer that I want to make very complicated subjects very simple. Simple in small bite-sized theory that everybody can understand. Very, very layman terms. Okay, I don't want to use some fanciful jargon and some very, very complicated theory. No. I just want to make it very simple. Today, okay, we know property investment. But then again, before we talk about property investment, we just want to know whether is it still safe to buy? Is the risk high or low? Okay, that is what I want to understand today, to share with everyone. We can actually buy property safely and also lower our risk if we follow certain guidelines, right? So of course, if you want to lower your risk, okay, and you want to be safe, then we need to find out what are the common unsafe and risky factors, correct? You need to find out before we can avoid, right? So the common risk concern, price, always the case, okay? I don't want to buy high price, I want to buy good price, okay? Ideally, I want to buy below market price, right? Rentability, you ask me to buy, you sure can rent out or not? What if the tenant break lease? Can I find rental? What if the rental cannot cover my installment? You know, there's a lot of questions. All these are risks. All these risks are real, right? But we can lower them. We cannot totally eliminate them. Because why? Because we do not know what is going to happen in the future. But we can, based on what we know today, reduce them, the risk. Okay, bad developer. Nobody wants to buy something from a developer with very bad track record, if you have a choice, right? Amenities. Amenities like what? Schools, right? Supermarket, not MRT, cinema, hawker center, all these are amenities. Parks, okay? Accessibility, MRT, expressway, can you go to work easily? Can you go to town easily? And of course, ideally, if given a choice, you want to buy something that is relatively new. You do not want to buy something that has already 20, 30 years of lease gone. Even though you can possibly get that property a lot cheaper than a brand new one, but you could just be catching the depreciating curve at the moment. There is a reason why the seller will sell you cheap. Cheap doesn't equals good. You buy cheap, it can sometimes become even cheaper. So this is my 15 years of understanding this market. Okay, cheap is not a reason to buy. We buy value. We buy what is the real value of this product. Okay. So some things you can do to be safe. Okay, I'll just run through very quickly. Number one, please talk to the real estate salesperson that invited you to this webinar. If you have any intention to start shopping for properties, first step one, please do your bank loan in principle. It is free, especially right now. The interest rate is very low. Not only doing a bank loan in principle, if you have an existing property, go ahead and do your refinancing. Okay, I did my refinancing just a few weeks ago, right? I think now is the best time to really talk to bankers. Talk to the salesperson that invited you in. They will share with you all different banks. Okay, so you do your bank loan in principle before you start sourcing a property. So to us, right, this is always step one. We don't want to go out there, view show flat, or no, now we cannot view show flat lah. We don't want to go out there and do a lot of shopping. End of the day, this is not what I can afford. Okay, number two, I feel that after you pay your down payment, after you pay off your stamp fees, after you pay off your legal fees, and if there's any commission, okay, if any, you still should have a buffer, okay, be it cash or CPF, to service your monthly installment. For example, if your monthly installment, you know, after you calculated, you take this amount of loan, the monthly installment is 3,000. I feel that you should have at least 1 year thereabouts. Okay, I don't have the magical figure. It really depends on you and your expenses, right? I think you should really have a buffer so that in the you will always have a 1 year buffer to be able to pay your installment in case you have a pay cut, in case you cannot find a tenant, you still have cash flow, right, for your property. So this is something that I feel that it will make you safe. There's no right or wrong. You ask yourself, how much is a good enough buffer? Some people is 6 months. Some people have 6 years of buffer. You know, we have seen so many clients with so much CPF in their CPF, right? So much funds in their CPF, they can have a buffer of 10 years, no problem. So it really depends on you. But I think the bare minimum is there about 1 year. But okay, it really depends on you. And also ask yourself, if the renter, ultimately, if you buy for investment and the renter, okay, is a bit lower than your installment and you need to top up, say you top up 500, are you comfortable with topping up $500 every month? Based on today's interest rate, which is pretty low, we are talking about slightly above 1% interest rate, right? Every dollar that goes to an installment, a majority goes to your principal, okay? A minority goes to the interest because the interest right now is very low. So for example, right? For example, let's say $500 top up every month. Maybe up to 400, 300 plus to 400 is to the principal, 100 plus is to the interest. So you must ask yourself, even if you top up this 500, actually you are also saving $300 over $400 every month. Are you okay to save that few $100 every month? All right. And what is the limit that you can limit yourself? Okay, and for some of you, you all will know that if you buy a private property, the bank have this way of calculating your TDS, which is your mortgage ratio, total debt servicing ratio at 60% of your monthly income. But for me, 60% is the upper limit. You must also ask yourself, okay, of course, your car loan and your other loans, right, liabilities is already inside your TDS. What I'm talking about is other expenses. We need to give allowance to our parents, all right? We need to eat, we need to travel. Okay, now we cannot travel. When COVID ends, I tell you, a lot of us, if let's say there's no more ban, we'll travel like nobody's business, right? We have so many other things that we want to buy gadgets. We need to, there are so many other expenses that we want to spend. So ask yourself, instead of taking the max 60%, is it okay? Maybe you buy something that a bit more affordable, maybe 50% or maybe even 40%, so you don't really stretch all the way to 60%. Right? 60% is the upper limit. It doesn't mean you need to spend 60% of your monthly income for the property. So these are things that, right sizing your property can make you safe. Okay, last but not least, I think I can go on for 50 pointers, but then I'll just list out some. Buy something you love, okay? It is your property. Most likely, it is your money. A lot of people can give you a lot of good advice. Sometimes give you bad advice, right? End of the day, listen to yourself. You are going to own the property, or you are going to stay in the property. If you love it, if you can afford it, then buy it. It's your life, right? You understand what I mean? Sometimes we don't need to buy the right thing. Sometimes we can sometimes indulge in ourselves and buy the things that we like and we love. Because end of the day, if really some things goes wrong, you still own a property that you love. Am I right or not? A lot of things can go wrong. But if you truly love the product, this property, you go to the show fair, or you saw the pictures, or you saw the 3D, or you just love this location, you grow up in this location, and this location, you have a lot of sweet memories, you don't want to shift to too far away, and you just want to buy this condominium or this development that's in this location. This is something that you believe in. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel happy. Today, I think after COVID, everybody knows that, life is very fragile. Let's do things that we are happy. Okay, buy the things that you love. Sometimes we did not always listen to all these facts and figures too much. We need to, of course, from an investment point of view, but if you are buying for own stay, buy something that you love. Okay, this is just my point of view. How to add more risk to yourself? Wow, this is a very trick question. Who will want to add more risk to ourselves, right? But the thing is, we actually can add more risk to ourselves. How? Some examples. Borrowing money, right? I don't know, from money lenders, cash line, credit card for your down payment. I think that is not necessary, especially in today's situation. If you borrow money from your parents, maybe, I leave it to you. But if you were to borrow money from a third party so that you can down pay this property, I think the risk is too high. I think you should just take one step and ask yourself, are you ready? Number two, a lot of people today, especially this time, like I said, I've been with PropNex for the past 1 month. Every single consumer seminar, either I'm fully involved or I'm partially involved. I listen a lot of people in the market. You read the newspaper, you go online. Everybody is trying to predict the future. Predict what? Simple things like, when will COVID end? How long will it last? Will the market go up? Will the market go down? If the market go up, will it continue to go up? If the market go down, will it continue to go down? When is a good time to buy? Don't buy this year, buy next year. Don't buy next year, buy this year. Don't buy today, buy tomorrow. So many opinions. So many people are trying to put their stamp and tell people what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not know where you're listening this webinar from. Do not try to predict the future. Anybody want to tell you the future, just tell them, thank you for your advice. Thank you. Put down the phone. Because why? Because today, nobody knows. Because the situation is very fluid. Today, our government can tell us we need not wear a mask. Tomorrow, our government can tell us we need to wear a mask. This is just an example. It's not that our government is right or wrong. The thing is, the situation change, right? Every day is different. So because every day is different, we need to react differently. So never try to predict the future. That's just giving yourself more risk, right? Of course, sharing property with investment, I'm not saying that you cannot. You can. I myself also share property with other people, but this is just one factor that can add a little bit more risk. We must understand, I'm not going to talk in very layman terms. We must understand, sometimes within a family, brothers and sisters can also quarrel over money. So please don't tell me that you share a property with another person. What more? I don't know. It could even be a stranger. And then things will not turn sour in time to come. There is a risk. So I'm not saying you can or cannot. I'm saying that it will add a little bit more risk. Ideally, if you can, okay, by yourself, try not to share with too many people. Okay, this one, I know a lot of people is trying to take advice from a lot of people. There are some so-called gurus out there. Okay, they are not regulated by CA. They don't have a RES license. Giving a lot of seminars and a lot of advice. Okay, I'm not saying they're no good. Okay, a lot of times they are also very, very experienced real estate industry experts. However, I just find that they are not regulated by CA, which means what? They can say whatever they want. They are not accountable. That's my point. So today, if they say anything they want, you take their advice. End of the day, things goes wrong. They are not accountable. So why add more risk to yourself? Today, whatever slides that you see on my slides, I put the source. No matter how disclaimer I put, I am still accountable because I represent PropNex in this seminar. I have a CA license. No matter what I say, I will still have to be accountable. I can add 10 disclaimer chart, but I have to be accountable. And that is why I'm very careful. And whatever I say, I need to be super, super careful. All the slides, I make sure I will get it from official, publicly available, okay, information, and that nothing is twisted, no nonsense. All facts and figures are true. So this is something that I just want everyone to take note of. Okay, so we understand that demand and supply in the real estate is a very important factor. This is not something that I say. This is a law, right? It has been there for a long time. Demand and supply. So you can see this curve. Okay, can you see my pointer? Okay, on the left side, you look at the demand. Okay, if the supply is very low, the blue color one is very low, and the demand is very high, the price goes up. See, this is the price. So on the other end, if the supply is very high, a lot of supply, but there's no demand, okay, then the price will come down. So more demand than supply, price goes up. More supply than demand, price goes down. So that's why I say I want to make it very simple for everyone to understand. We don't need to have a PhD to understand this. This is a very simple fact. So just understand this because my topic will revolve around this demand and supply. Okay, question time. Can you name some items recently that because of high demand, okay, price go up? Let me take one drink first. Okay, during this COVID period, we have seen a lot of items that even if you have money, you cannot buy. Because why? Because there's no supply, just too high demand. For example, in the initial few days or the few weeks, you cannot buy mask, you cannot buy thermometer, you cannot buy sanitizer, even if you have money. Everywhere is wiped off, right? So according to this article, you can see, you know, I'm not too sure. I don't really monitor the egg price but I realize ever since during this COVID I eat a lot of egg. Every day got egg. Every day eat a lot of egg. And then when you regularly buy egg, then you start to monitor the price. Okay, the price of eggs has gone up. The price of onions have gone up. You know, a lot of things have went up. Because why? Some things are just harder to produce. Some things there's more demand, and end of the day, the price have to go up. I read one article. Okay, I read one article. I don't know whether you have read it. I heard that the Singapore government now even source for eggs all the way from as far as Ukraine. Why? Because we cannot just depend on some farmers in Malaysia, some farmers in Singapore, because it's just not enough. So our Singapore government actually go all the way to make sure that our eggs still can remain quite affordable, and every day we got eggs to eat. You know, which government in the world will make sure that their citizens got affordable eggs to eat? Singapore government, the only one. Okay, Zoom, right? We know. Right now, we are doing a Zoom session. Before COVID, I don't know about you. I never heard about Zoom. I never use Zoom. I only know Zumba. I don't know Zoom. Okay, but after 5 weeks of circuit breaker, every day we Zoom. We Zoom 3, 4, 5 sessions a day. And as you can see here, this CEO, Mr. Eric Yuan, okay, his net worth increased by almost 4 billion in 3 months because the whole world now use Zoom. And you look at the share price. Some of you might not have paid any money for your Zoom. You might not have signed up for a paid account. You are using free account, but doesn't matter. He is still 4 billion richer. Because why? Because stock price, right? From $68 all the way to $155 this year only. So you see, demand and supply. A lot of people use that product got to go up in price. Question, can any one of you also name me some items recently that because of low demand, price come down? Come, let me look at the chat. Where's the chat? Oh, I gave away the question. Answer. Okay, good. Since I gave you an answer, I will not wait any longer. Oil, okay, is one such commodity or such item. So many items, there are a lot of items that came down in price, but oil is the most severe one. So of course you can, I'm not an economist and I don't claim to be one, but I read newspaper every day. That's the thing I do. From what I read, okay, oil in the not the oil, not the petrol that you pump at the petrol station, but crude oil futures, right? In the oil market, oil can be negative. What do you mean by oil negative? How can oil be negative? We all thought that oil is very expensive. But the thing here is oversupply coupled with COVID and everybody staying at home. There is very little demand. So I repeat, oversupply of oil coupled with, because of COVID, the whole world is in a lockdown. Okay, everybody use their cars less often. Okay, for me, I used to pump petrol every 3 to 4 days. Now, 1 month, my full tank still haven't finished. Because you want to go where? Nowhere to go, stay at home, right? So, there's a lot of oil. A lot of oil out there until there's no place to store the oil. And there's no place to store the oil. So much so that in the market, people are paying money to get rid of oil. Okay, like I said, I'm not a technical analysis and I'm also not an economist, but this is what I understand from the article. So it became a situation when oversupply and there's no demand, people actually pay to get rid of oil. So that is this is one very good extreme example of demand and supply. So can we use the same theory? Can we use the same law of supply and demand so that we can be safe and lower our risk in real estate investments? Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk in very simple terms. Supply and demand, we understand, and we understand more during this COVID period. Okay, supply and demand. Can we use the same theory, use the same law, so that we can be safer, we can lower our risk in our real estate investment? Today, my session is not to tell you to buy a certain product so that if you don't buy today, 3 years later, you will not make 300,000. You know, all these are prediction. All these are trying to be, they're trying to be a fortune teller. I will not be a fortune teller. You will never hear such things coming out from my mouth, because why? 3 years later, if you don't make 300,000, then how? You look for me, right? So I don't want you to look for me. We don't want to guarantee you, guarantee chop stamp. Mr. Buyer, don't you remember last time SARS? If you have bought that time, now you will make 300,000. Now it's the same time. Now it's even worse than SARS, so you must buy now so that you make 300,000. No. I will not go into that kind of argument. I just want to tell you, can you lower your risk? Can you be safer? If you can be safer, if you can lower your risk to very low, and if you have done your financial, if you can afford, if you are comfortable, you can proceed. If you are not, you can don't proceed. No problem. I want to talk to you this way. This way makes sense, right? I know you cannot reply me, but never mind. I reply myself. Okay. I took this out from SingStat. So like I said, every single slide I have the source. Okay, I didn't design this myself. So I'm actually using government publicly available information just to compare it and share with everyone. We have 5.7 million population as of 2009. Okay. So from this slide, I just want to share with everyone. Look at the middle one, average household size. Excuse me. 10 years ago, on average, about 3.5 people stay in one house. Last year, 10 years later, about 3 people stay in one house. So you can see a trend, okay? The number of people staying in a house become lower, okay? So this is one trend. Second trend, home ownership went up. Good news. So today, we are very proud. Singapore has a home ownership of 90%. 90% of people own a home, okay, instead of being homeless or renting a house. So we own a home, 90%. So this, remember these two numbers, 90% and 3.16, because I'll use that later. Okay, this chart, okay. On the top left, you can see, okay, this what you call this color, orange color or beige color, okay. This is the number of people staying in HDB, okay. 10 years ago, about 83% stay in HDB. 10 years later, about 78% stay in HDB. And you can see this one, yellow color. 10 years ago, about 10% stay in condo or apartment. 10 years later, about 16% stay in condo or apartment. So what? There is a gradual shift from people staying in HDB to people staying in condo. In short, in layman terms, more people stay in condo and apartment, getting more. A bit lesser people stay in HDB, but still majority, 78% is still majority, right? So number two, on the right side, so you can see, okay, this one, look at this green color. Let's take just green color. 10 years ago, only 10% of people live alone. Okay, 10 years now, 15% live alone, and that is 50% increment. You understand what I mean? Because 10% to 15%. Okay, which means what? We are getting more and more people buying a house and stay all by themselves. Okay, I used to be that person also, right? I stay all by myself in a 3-bedroom condo, okay, for many years. Enjoy. So you see, this is a trend. More and more people don't want to have so many people in the same house. More and more people want to have their own, be it a bachelor pad or whatever it is. They want to have a smaller family size, or they want to stay alone. Which means what? Which means there is a gradual shift again from HDB to private. There's also a gradual shift from having a lot of people in the house to lesser people in the house. So bear this in mind as we talk about the demand and supply curve. Okay, white paper. Okay, I don't want to go into it. You can go and Google. Okay, so many articles have been written about it. We are going to have 6.5 to 6.9 million population by year 2030. This is not something that's confirmed. This is a projection. They are making plans to project if we have 6.5 to 6.9 by year 2030. So what should we do? Okay, this is a a projection that they want to go ahead. Singapore is one country in the world, okay, and I've done overseas properties, okay. I want to share with everyone, Singapore normally, for the past so many years, you can see, we try to build our infrastructure and get our infrastructure ready before the population is there, okay. Not all the time, but we are getting better on it, right? But in many other countries, first, they build all the house, but the infrastructure never come, right? I'm talking through my own experience. I have properties overseas also. I have also sold properties overseas, so I really understand their market. They build property, they build, and they continue building. But the MRT never turn up. But the highway never turn up. That one-way lane remains the one-way lane. Do you understand what I mean? So Singapore is trying to improve, and I think we are doing very good at it. We build the infrastructure, and for us to build an infrastructure, we need to have a target. How many people do we want to have in Singapore by which deadline? So this is the number, 6.5 to 6.9, so that we can have time to do our infrastructure. So if I were to take the lower end of 6.5, okay, to be a bit more conservative, 6.5 million minus 5.7, which is the number we have today, 800,000. Okay, 800,000 divided by 10 years, simple maths, 80,000 per year. Remember the 3.16 average household size in 2009? Okay, so I divide by that number, I get 25,316. So in layman terms, okay, if everything remain status quo, we need 25,316 homes per year if we were to bring our population from now to 6.5 million in 10 years' time. And 2030 will reach very fast. We are now 2020 already. So what about on the other higher end of the curve? 6.9 million projection. Then we need 37,974 homes per year. If not, then everybody got to be homeless or Airbnb. Airbnb in Singapore illegal. So the next question is, then how many flats, okay, HDB offer to meet this growing demand? So same thing, I put the link here. Everyone can go and see. Okay, last year, right, 22,751 flats have been offered by HDB. It includes BTO, it includes sales of balance flats. You can see here, BTO and sales of balance flat. So everything add in 22,751. Then the next question is, HDB launched this amount of flats. So what is the take-up rate? So I went to search and I realized, okay, these statistics, total booking for flats offered by HDB. I think I understand the same as you understand. Total booking for flats offered by HDB means someone booked the flat that HDB launched, 19,000. So HDB launched 22,000, 19,000 booked. So we have a surplus of about 2,000-3,000. So these 2,000-3,000 go where? The next sale of balance flat exercise. So everybody understand? Very simple. Next, we go to the private condominium and apartment segment. Just now we talk about HDB, now we talk about private. Same. I want to find out how many units are launched. Okay, I want to find out how many units are launched. I go to URA. Okay, you can see, I can see. It's public information. In year 2016, you look at the bold figure, 7,008. 2017, 6,000. 2018, 8,000 plus. 2019, 11,000 plus. So all these are the units launched. Okay. So we can they break down into different every quarter, but you add up together is this bold color figure. Of course, then the next question is what? You can launch all you want. What is the take-up rate? So we go to the next one. Then we need to find number of units transacted. Okay, I'm looking at the whole of Singapore. Transacted, same. I took this out from URA. Okay, I add together for you because why? Because it's separated into quarterly figures. So year 2017, the previous slide, it says launched 6,000, but we actually sold 10,000. So how can this happen? Means what? Means actually the previous year or some of the balance flat that wasn't sold, okay, was sold, and there wasn't enough supply. Okay, in short, not enough supply. The demand, you see, demand 10,000, so supply 6,000. So in year 2017, if you remember, it's not too far away. If you remember, year 2017 was the year that the whole market started to have a bull run. Okay, almost every other day you open and flip the newspaper. No, you don't flip the newspaper now. Now it's iPad. You swipe the newspaper. You see one developer by some name. Sometimes this developer you never even hear of their name also. Okay, bought an en bloc a property. Some developments that you feel that will never have the chance to en bloc also en bloc. Okay, the first round, all the HUDC, okay, almost all left. I think now left what? Left one, never en bloc. The second one, all the 9-year leasehold all en bloc. The third wave, all the freehold all en bloc, right? Because why? Very simple, not enough supply. Then in 2018, just nice. Okay, 8,007 and 8,007. Launched 8,007, so 8,007. What they launched and what is sold need not be the same unit because can be bought some other developments in the previous year. So you all must understand what I'm saying because it's not the actual unit launch means the actual unit sold. It's not like that because there are some spillover, just like HDB. It can be sale for balance flat in that sense. Then in year 2019, you see we launched 11,000 and we sold 9,000 plus. Okay, so we go to the next slide. Then everybody will say, no, Ben, you're wrong. Because why? There is a surplus of unsold flats in the pipeline. Now, yes, I agree. But if you look at this, okay, you will see that every year there has to be some units in the pipeline. So like I explained to my agents in this morning, Singapore also have to stockpile rice. We cannot reach the stage whereby there's only one packet of rice at Sing Song. Then we decide to go and buy rice. We need to store a certain amount of, I don't know what is the number. It could be 6 months, it could be 9 months, it could be 1 year. Okay, the amount of rice in a warehouse. Our reservoir must have water. We cannot drink until the last drop of water, then we go and find water in the reservoir. So, ladies and gentlemen, there must always be some supply in the market, in the pipeline. In the pipeline means what? Doesn't mean it will all be launched this year. It can be launched next year. It can even be launched 2 years later, right? Yeah, I must understand what I mean. And if you were to look at this, year 2017, when the supply goes down to slightly less than 20,000, what happened? When the supply went down to less than 20,000 in the pipeline, the whole market flew up so fast. Everything was going en bloc. Every project suddenly become unblockable. You understand if there's such a term. So the government do not want this to happen again, right? So if you ask me, having 25,000 to 30,000 in the pipeline, this is something that is necessary. But I leave it to you, okay? You can have your belief, you can have your thoughts, okay? I can agree with you because, like I said, this is supposed to be an educational seminar. No, I can agree that you disagree with me, but I just want to share with everyone that there must be some supply in the pipeline. It cannot be zero, right? Okay, so I tabulated all the numbers before and I put it here. Projected 25,000 to 37,000 new homes needed every year. Based on what? Based on 6.5 million to 6.9 million population, right? HDB says that they launched 22,000 flats in 2019. Okay, URA says that in the past so many years, we sell between 6,000 to 11,000 units. Sorry, we launched so many units during this period. Okay? Then we look at the sold. Okay? About 28,000 to 34,000 HDB, BTO, and private units launched for sale per year. Why? 22,000 at 6,000, 28. Okay? 22,000 at 11,000, 34. Okay? Launched per year. So, let's look at these two figures that I highlighted. We need 25,000 to 37,000 new homes a year. HDB, private. The government launched 28,000 to 34,000 HDB and private a year. So I just want to ask everyone a question. We need 25 to 37,000 a year. We launched 28 to 34,000 a year. Is the demand and supply reasonable? Is it acceptable? This is not the perfect figure, but the way I look at it seems like just nice. What should you be alarmed? You're alarmed if we need 25,000 homes a year and the government launched 100,000 flats and condo a year, then you should be afraid. Then you should really think that this is very unsafe and this is very risky. But we need 25,000 to 37,000 a year, and we launched 28 to 34 a year. Is it okay? All the facts and figures, okay, you can find it at HDB website. You can find it at URL website. It is there for you to see. The numbers do not lie. Okay, so I hope everyone make a very informed, be informed, don't be misinformed by people saying that, oh, there's a lot of oversupply. Anyway, I also want to let everyone know, 90% of Singaporean homeowners. So do you think the government wants the whole market to collapse? Do you think it is in the government's interest that last year you bought a property for 1 million, this year it's worth $500,000? Do you think the government wants that to happen? Do you think the government wants all the homeowners in Singapore, their assets drop by 50%? Is that what they want? Does it do the government any good? Does it do the citizen any good? Secondly, our government is just like the aircon thermostat. Okay, you see here, aircon. Assuming, okay, in very layman terms, the ideal temperature is 24 degrees. Just nice for us to sleep. Not too hot and not too cold. Right now, the temperature is 30 degrees. The thermostat will quickly kick in and bring the temperature down to 24 degrees. On the other hand, if the temperature right now is 20 degrees, wow, freezing cold, the thermostat will release, and so that the temperature can go up to 24. So our government, a little bit like a thermostat, functioning in such a way that, because why? Because they hold the two keys. They control the HDB. They control the government land sales. They are the banker. I don't release. I control the demand. Now, if let's say there's oversupply, I don't release. Now there's not enough supply, I release. You see, the government can control, and we must understand a property is not built overnight. Not today. It's not like you know, my mom used to say just a joke my mom used to say don't keep your eggs too long. You will become a chick the chicken will come out chick will come out. So you know, it's not something perishable. No? It's not something that today you must use. If tomorrow then it will spoil. You know, it takes time. It takes 3 years, 4 years before the final product is there. So today it's not as if now, even if now there's oversupply, even if you agree, I can also agree, never doesn't matter. The government can do something now. The government can do something tomorrow. The government can do something next year to control the supply. And soon there will be no oversupply. So this is something, if you want to buy property in Singapore, then you have to trust the Singapore government that they will calibrate the demand and supply carefully, because it's not in the interest of the government, okay, for the property price to shoot up or the property price to crash. They hope it to be slowly growing, a little bit up and down market, but if it's too fast, I control. If it's too low, I control. Thermostat. So this is what I believe. If you don't believe, also never mind. No problem. I can agree with you. But I think this is a very, very simple thing that we must understand. Okay, our government control our real estate market. Okay, that being said, let us right now use Park Clementi's, okay, to go through the supply and demand and see whether this one will pass or this one will fail. Okay, I'm not going to sell you Park Clementi's. I'm not going to talk too much about the product. Okay, please go and talk to your real estate agent for the details. You can also choose whatever projects or whatever developments that right now you are aiming and see the supply and demand. Work through yourself. I don't know where you like. Maybe you want Woodlands, maybe you want Marina Bay, maybe you want East Coast, maybe you want Tampines. You know, it's okay. Everywhere is the same. Supply and demand is a law. It's a universal law. It doesn't belong to any product. So okay, I'll just use Park Clementi's for the next few minutes. So before I start, just want to introduce myself. Okay, I've been in PropNex for 12 years, in the industry for 15 years, 16 years coming. Okay, and then for the past few years, I've been very involved in project marketing. I've won several awards, And one of the award that I won is something that I feel very honored because it's presented by Minister Heng Swee Keat, okay, at one of the convention. Is the highest meritorious award that can be presented to a PropNex salesperson. So very thankful, okay, for this recognition. So let's go and see. Okay, so we know Clementi is just right beside NUS. It's also very near to One North, very near to Science Park, right? So Science Park, you can see that 300 MNCs are there and approximately 10,000 workers are there. Okay, One North. So I go back. One North is here. Science Park is here. So One North. Okay, approximately 50,000 workers are there. Okay, it's a very big area. It's 200 hectares of space. Okay, then we also know, okay, this area Clementi, okay, Park Clementis is here. Nanhua Primary School is just right beside Park Clementis. Then along Clementi Road, you see this Clementi Road, Clementi Road is quite long, all the way to almost to Beauty World, all the way down. So along this Clementi Road, we have Ngee Ann Polytechnic, we have Singapore Polytechnic, and most importantly, we have NUS. Okay, NUS is also along this Clementi Road. So I went to NUS website. I realized, okay, NUS says that they are #1 in Asia, according to ranking. Means in Asia, using a university ranking, NUS is the #1 university in Asia. So I think this is something that's very proud. And NUS is located where? Located in Clementi, right? So how many people study there? How many people work there? So you can see 31,000 undergraduates, 11,000 graduates. There are about 4,000 research staff, okay, working there, 3,000 plus professionals, another 2,000 general staff. So we are talking about tens and tens of thousands of students and professionals. And this also includes overseas, people that come from overseas. Okay, Singapore Poly, 1,500 staffs are working there, 14,000 full-time diploma students, 2,000 plus part-time students. So Singapore Poly also have a very big workforce. And then we have International Business Park. So Clementi is here. International Business Park is here at Jurong East MRT, thereabouts. Okay, it has been there for a long time. Okay, I do not have the actual figures how many people, how many employees actually are working there. But this is a 37-hectare place. One North is 200 hectares and 50,000 people work there. So this 37 hectares, if you were to divide it, you look at somewhere around 9,000 thereabouts, right? Estimated. So existingly, okay, the West region, right? If you look at the URA master plan, you can see that this is zone purple color. Purple color means what? It's a manufacturing. Manufacturing means what? B1, B2, B2. So you can look at all these are all are industrial. So the West is also known to be a manufacturing hub. Okay. Okay, if you look at this, okay, I hope you can see very clearly. Okay, in the West, right, there are three key growth factors or zone. One is Jurong Lake District, one is Jurong Innovation District, one is Tuas Port. Just the Jurong Lake District and the Jurong Innovation District alone will provide 200,000 new jobs. So this one you can find it at URA, okay, nothing new. And of course, then we know Tuas Port. Okay, Tuas Port from where? We know that you'll be shifted from where? From Tanjong Pagar all the way to Tuas. And together, all the workforce will also shift to Tuas. So how many new jobs are we talking about? We are talking about Jurong District, 100,000 new jobs. Okay, Jurong Innovation District, 100,000 new jobs. So that one is in Tengah area. We are talking about the new Tuas, our mega port, about 170,000 new jobs. Okay, so look at this chart. Okay, this is a Singapore map, okay, separated by district code. Okay, so you will know that Singapore, we have our district zoning. So the blue color one is the West District. So West District consists of District 5, District 22, and District 23. I will take the bigger one, the biggest one, District 22. So you can see that District 22 is so big. Okay, but in such a big area, there are only 22 condominium and apartment. Yes, 22 condominium and apartment in this huge area. In this area, District 5, where Park Clementi is located, okay, it includes Clementi, West Coast, certain parts of Pasir Panjang, okay, District 5, 93. So these two add together slightly above 100. Okay, so I took another one, the smallest zone in district in the east. All these are east, so the smallest one in District 15. Okay, there are 487 condo and apartment. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that District 15 oversupply. No. Okay, some of you might be listening. You are staying in the east, and then you look at this. You are not happy. No, don't need to be no happy lah. And just chill. I'm just saying. Okay, in this particular District 15, we all know there are a lot of private and lesser HDB. But in District 22, we all know there are more HDB, lesser condo, and a huge part of District 22 is industrial, like I just mentioned. But then again, today, what is our topic? Okay, our topic, we want to use Park Clementi. We want to use private residential. So since we are using private residential, then I compare private residential. I just want to share with everyone, using my topic today, demand and supply. We only have 22 condo in this huge area. We only have 93 condo in this District 5 West Coast area. And that's it, slightly above 100. As compared to District 15, 487. And you can see this is such a small area. This is such a big area. Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to give you any statement. You make your own decision. You answer your own question. You ask yourself, is there oversupply currently in this huge area, in this area? Go. I'm asking you the question. We have 22 condos in District 22. We have 93 condos in District 5. We are going to have 100,000 new jobs in Jurong Lake District. Is it enough to support? We are going to have 100,000 new jobs in Jurong Innovation District. Is it enough to support? We are going to have 170,000 new jobs in Tuas Megaport. Is it sufficient to support? And the current one, what are the current one? NUS, International Business Park, Science Park, One North. And I haven't added NUH because we also have a lot of doctors and nurses staying, working there, right? We have a lot of professionals there. I haven't added in Singapore Poly, Ngee Poly, no. I'm just talking about just a few business hubs and a few schools. We already have a very big workforce in this area. And we are going to add 100,000 in Jurong Lake District, 100,000 in Jurong Innovation District, 170,000 in Tuas. Is that sufficient? Is the supply enough? Okay, some of you might be asking, Ben, why are you comparing One North? One North is One North. One North is Buona Vista. Now you're talking about Clementi. So I'll share with you why. Okay. I personally grow up in Dover Road. So I know this area very well. All right. I know this area very well. I study in the primary school there, secondary school there. In this area, okay, One North is here. At the center of One North, you have One North residences. Okay, One North residences. Then, closer to Buona Vista and closer to the Star Vista, you have Rochester residences. The Rochester residences. So, you must understand, just now I did mention 50,000 workers, okay, in One North, but only these two condominium. Is it enough? Is it enough? And if you were to know the Rochester residences, all the units are very big, okay, bigger, okay. So we are talking about higher rental, higher purchase price, and the sizes are just bigger, and the rental are just higher. So some people do not want to have such a big place. A lot of people that want to rent, they want affordability, ma. They don't want to spend all their income on rental, right? So what do? They go to Heritage View and Dover Park View. Heritage View and Dover Park View, very good development. Only thing is it's a bit old. We are talking about 20 over years old. So everyone must understand all these are leasehold property. So when it is 20 over years old, and if you buy, no problem, you can buy, no problem. But it depends how long you hold. If you hold for another 10 years, 15 years, and the property becomes 30 over years to 40 years, then it will the chance is it will start to depreciate. And the only thing that you can hope for is an en bloc. If en bloc happens, very good. If en bloc don't happen, risk. End of the day, is there risk? Yes, there is a risk. There's always a risk why the seller sell you cheap. There must be a risk. There must be a reason why. Why don't Dover Parkview sell you for $2,000 per square foot? Because he can't. Because the lease is getting shorter and shorter, right? Not that the seller don't want. They just cannot, right? Nobody will accept. So in this area, 50,000 people work here, but only 4 condominium. Is that sufficient? Of course, they can go to where? They can go to Holland. They can go to Queenstown. They can go to Red Hill. But then again, are the rental there cheap or expensive? Right? We are talking about all these areas, the rental are slightly higher. So what is the next choice that they go? They go to Clementi. Because why? From Clementi, right? You can take a bus from the AYE, right? You can reach One North very, very fast, right? And Clementi is a place that is good to stay. Why? You have all your hawker center, you have your supermarket, you have your banks, you have your shopping mall, you have McDonald's. Oh yeah, later I want to order McDonald's. What time already? And then you have your what? You have NTUC, you have cinema, everything is there. So it is very good to stay in Clementi, right? Very a lot of amenities. So, but in Clementi, this area, we only have existing one trialing. We have one slightly older region park. Okay. So Park West, which is Park Clementi, is already en bloc. So right now, nobody is staying here. En bloc, nothing. And then we have Clement Canopy. That's all. Upcoming, we have Clementi Avenue 1 coming. So as of now, existing 1, 2, 3. Upcoming, Clementi Avenue 1 and Park Clementi. That's it. That's it. For a mature estate as like Clementi, that's it. Okay, now, of course, there's a, okay, where's my cursor? There's a land here. Okay, can you see my cursor? There's a land here. Currently, this is the show flat location for Park Clementis. Okay. There's no confirmation, but it could be, in future, it could be HDB. In future, things can change, right? The government can also change the master plan. It could be a condominium. So if it is a HDB, right, it means what? It means the supply even lower for condo, because this land, if it's used for HDB, means what? Cannot be condo. So still limited to these few condominium. If this land is being built for condominium, you can see that it is very close to the MRT. You can literally just walk a few steps and you reach the MRT. Will the price be higher or lower? Okay, I'm betting my money that the price is going to be higher because it's just closer to MRT. Makes sense, right? Okay, layman terms are closer to MRT, a bit higher. So if it's a bit higher, will it bring up the price of Park Clementis? So whether it is going to be launched a HDB or whether it's going to be launched a private, I think it's fine. Both are good outcome. Okay, I took this from HDB website. Okay, you just go to HDB website and then you look at the first quarter of 2020. So they have all the data. This one shows the median resale price by town. Okay, registered in the first quarter of 2020. So it doesn't mean the lowest, it doesn't mean the highest. This is just a median. Some flats are sold a lot higher, some flats are sold a lot lower, but this is the median. Okay, I will just take 5-room flat as an example. So you can see some similarities and differences. Punggol, Sembawang, Sengkang, all within the 400,000 range. Queenstown, Clementi, both within the 800,000 range. There are units in Queenstown that sold for 1 million. There are units in Clementi that sold for 1 million. But this is a median. So we're taking far away, new, old, everything, all in, medium. Okay? So you can clearly see that Clementi HDB, right? Okay, is not too far away from the price of Queenstown HDB, 5-room. And we all know Queenstown is a very good location. It's a very mature estate. It's closer to town, right? And Clementi, surprisingly, okay, it's not too far away. A lot of people are willing to pay 800 over 1,000 to buy a resale 5-room HDB flat, okay, in Clementi. So just remember. So I'll just take Sengkang as one comparison. Okay, please don't be angry if you stay in Sengkang. I'm not saying Sengkang is no good. I'm just doing a comparison. Just a reference. Okay, in Sengkang, right, there's a new launch condo, okay, at Fernvale. You can see that the average price here per square foot, you can take this, I took this data from URA, everybody can see one. Okay, so there's no secret. 1,003 plus to 1,004 per square foot. So a new launch condo in Sengkang is about 1,003 to 1,004 per square foot. Okay, it's the correct price. Why? Because in other areas, right, it can be a lot more than this amount. So let's assume all these are the correct pricing. Also, a new EC in Sengkang is about 1,001 to 1,002 per square foot transacted. Also, this is a correct price. Why? Because this is not the first EC that crossed $1,000. A lot of EC in the past few launches all have already crossed 1,000. So $1,000 for a new EC is the normal price. So I just take the normal price condo and the normal price EC in Sengkang. So let's put it, okay, and do a very simple comparison. Okay, a 5-room HDB flat resale, median price, not the highest, not the lowest, the average median, 815,000. A 5-room HDB in Sengkang, 480. A EC, okay, new EC in Sengkang, average 1,001. So, can I ask everyone a question? So, how much should the new EC be sold in Clementi? If Clementi were going to be launched at EC, how much will it be sold? Can you type in the chat? I drink water first. Wow, 1.5 1.5 you'll buy not? Scary, 1.5 for EC, very scary. 1.2, 1.4. Okay. I honestly, I don't know. Anyway, this is just for discussion. Okay, it's not just for discussion. I think if ever Clementi have an EC launch, I think it will sell out in, I don't know, 3 hours, 2 hours. That's my guess. Okay, I take 815 divide by 480, median versus median, Clementi and Sengkang. So I get this figure 1.698. I multiply 1,001 per square foot with this ratio. I get 1,008. So if I were to use this simple maths to calculate, because the price of Clementi HDB is 1.698 times more expensive, so the EC in Clementi is supposed to sell at 1,008. But of course, sell 1,008, nobody will buy it because there's still an income cap. Anyway, but this is just for food for thought, just for you to understand. So then next question. So if a new condo in Sengkang is sold at 1,003, then how much will a new condo be sold in Clementi? It is not a trick question. This is really, I run through the numbers. I'm using logic and figures that is publicly available for everyone to see. Okay, same thing if I take the 1,003 times 1.698 ratio, it by right should sell 2,002. But the thing here is this, Clementi, no condo sell 2,002. EC sell 1,008 also will not happen. Which means what? When we buy stocks, what do we look at? We look at the PE ratio, right? The price to earning ratio. So today, if we were to use this kind of format, this is the HDB to condo ratio, which means what? If the HDB is at this price and the condo is at this price, means what? It is safer. It is less risk. Make sense? Because can a condominium be cheaper than HDB? Cannot. Can an EC be cheaper than a HDB? Cannot. There is a base price, right? The condominium is not too much expensive than the HDB, right? So this is what I feel, because Clementi, this area, a lot of people, they buy the HDB, and we must understand the HDB is not an investment. HDB is for own stay, right? The first 5 years you buy, you cannot sell, you cannot rent, right? You stay there. So people buy 800 over 1,000 in a resale old 5-room HDB in Clementi to stay, which means what? People like to stay here. People enjoy staying here. They want to stay here. So that's why it has this value. There's no speculation because Clementi is a very mature estate already. It's not some upcoming estate. It's a very, very mature estate. Started, I think, somewhere in the 70s. It's Clementi is already there. It's a very mature estate. Everybody knows this location. They just want to stay here. They find it okay to pay this amount to stay here. So then, of course, then I run through. You can see here, Park Clementi's is only selling on average, some higher, some lower, on average 1,006 per square foot. So whether is it high or low, I leave it to you. You can judge it for yourself. I'm not going to tell you whether is it high or low. You can answer your own question. I'm okay with everything. So the key question here is it safe? By buying 1,006 per square foot, is it safe or is it very, very risky? So I need to run through some more numbers to make my point. Using HGB is not enough. Okay, let me minimize this. Okay, I took this from squarefoot.com.sg. Okay, you can see Clement Canopy. This one is Clement Canopy. Because why? This is the newest condominium in Clementi to have a TOP. And then recently there are 3 transaction resale. Okay, these are the size. This is a 4-bedroom, this is a 2-bedroom, this is a 3-bedroom. Okay, you can see that they sell at this kind of pricing, 1,004, 1,007, 1,005. So if you were to average out, okay, 1,004, 1,007, 1,005, high-low floor, we average out about 1,006 on the resale market. Okay, then the interesting thing here is this, okay? This is not my topic, but it's good for you all to know, okay? They made about 160 over 1,000 all the way to 358,000, okay, within 2 to 3 years' time, okay? You know, the thing is very interesting. Some people just find that, hey, 100,000 plus 200,000, or like not a lot of money. But you all must understand, okay? You buy, most chances are this buyer bought this property, they put a down payment, they paid a progressive installment, and when they collect the keys, they sell. In between, nothing much they did, and then you are talking about hard cash, 100 over 1,000 to 300,000 into a pocket. Today, right? Some of us possibly even can earn 100 over 1,000 or 300 over 1,000 a year, possibly. But we cannot save this amount of money. You understand? There are so many things we need to pay. We need to pay our car, we need to pay our housing, we need to pay expenses. There's so many things we need to pay. But then again, this particular condominium can make 100 over 1,000, 300 over 1,000. I personally find it a very good return. Okay, second thing, I just want to add on. You can see that this 4th floor unit actually made 358,000 profit. This 38th floor unit actually made the least 167,000. Why? The answer lies in 2 factors. First factor, this is a bigger unit, 4-bedroom. The size is bigger. Okay? This is a high floor, this is a 3-bedroom. The size is smaller. Okay? And you can see the entry price. This is the second factor. This 4th floor, 4-bedroom was bought at 1,002 per square foot. This 38th floor, 3-bedroom, because it's very high floor. Clement Canopy, the highest floor is 40 stories. So this is a very, very high floor. Okay. The buyer initially paid 1,004 per square foot. So means what? It doesn't mean you buy a higher floor, better view, means you make more money. In this case, you see, you buy a higher floor, very good view, you pay a higher price, you make less profit. You can possibly buy a lower floor and buy a bigger unit, okay, at a lower price and make more money. You understand what I mean? Okay, so ideally, if you can, don't always choose the smallest unit to buy. Ideally, but you go back to your agent, you discuss with him, you do what is comfortable for you. But I'm just sharing with you some of the factors affecting the profit. The reason is very simple. End of the day, okay, it is the per square foot multiplied by the size that gives you your final selling price. If your size is bigger, multiply by the per square foot, you get a bigger amount. If your size is smaller, you multiply by the per square foot, it gives you a smaller amount. Secondly, floor. Doesn't mean you buy high floor means you make more money. You can buy low floor and make more money. Huh? So this is something for everyone to understand. Secondly, Clement Canopy, you can see the monthly rental. Okay, this is a 3-bedroom rented for 4,002. a 2 bedrooms can rent for 3,600. A 4 bedroom can rent for 4,600. Okay, I'm not so sure where every one of you is staying. Okay, this webinar now got how many people? I also don't know. Wow, 1,000 people. Okay, I don't know where you stay. Look at your location. Okay, OCR location, mass market location. Okay, and then you share you answer your own question. A 3 bedroom renting for 4,002 is good rental or not? A 2 bedroom renting for 3,006 is it a good rental? Okay, my opinion, very decent rental, very healthy rental, right? I think it's one of the on the higher end. So you see, Mr. Ismail, my CEO of PropNex, always like to quote this: all capital appreciation, okay, all capital appreciation is a byproduct of rental yield. He says that, okay, in layman terms, if your rental is good, next time you can sell good price in the resale market. If your rental is very bad, okay, next time your price will not be very good. So we can see from this chart, it's very easy. People are willing to pay $3,000-$4,000 to stay in Clement Canopy. So I'll give you one more reason to make it safer. Oh, how long it took? 1.5 hours. I got to speed up. Sorry. Okay, Park Clementes is about 500 meters walk to MRT. So why? Because this is the side gate of Park Clementes. The developer, okay, the side gate here will build, okay, a walkway. This is an overhead bridge, link all the way to here. And then from here, we can cut across the HDB estate. And then we walk a straight line, we can go to the MRT station. Okay, Google tells me it's about 500. So plus minus around there. Okay. As of now, Clement Canopy, for the kind of price they can fetch in the resale market and for the rental, okay, you actually have to walk 1.1 kilometers to MRT, okay, or 40 minutes. Why? Because at this moment, you cannot cut across this HDB estate because it's under construction. Okay. So as of now, you cannot, but in time to come, you can possibly cut across here and maybe you can shorten a few hundred more meters. But as of now, you need to walk 1 kilometer. So we must go back to this. Not near MRT, 1 kilometer, right beside AYE, we can fetch very good rental. What if it is nearer to MRT, bigger, more facilities, 350-meter swimming pool, 100-meter swimming pool, and lots of facilities, right? Can we fetch a little bit more on the resale market next time? Can we fetch a little bit more on the rental? Okay, this is for you to answer for yourself. Then of course, okay, it's a very award-winning developer. Okay, have won several awards for this particular development, right? Because why? We want to make sure that we don't buy the wrong developer, right? Okay, so I want to ask everyone a few questions before I end my session. When COVID slowly goes away, then again, I'm not going to be a fortune teller. I don't know when COVID goes away. It could be a few months, it could be 1 year, it could be 2 years, we don't know. But because we all believe that it will slowly go away. When the time comes, is NUS still going to be located at Clementi? Or NUS will be shifted away? Okay, you answer. I don't answer. Will One North still be One North? Still be the same business hub? Same location? Will Jurong Lake District, Jurong Innovation District, and Tuas Mega Port all cancel or proceed? You see, ladies and gentlemen, all these are in master plan. Master plan means what? Government has already decided to proceed. And some of the programs or some of the transformation have already started. It's not so easy to cancel JLD. It's not easy to cancel JID. It's not. Tuas Mega Port is part of the Greater Southern Waterfront story, where all the port will shift from where? From Tanjong Pagar, PSA, Pasir Panjang, all to Tuas. This is not something that you can cancel easily. It has already in plan. In any way, if JLD, JID, and Tuas, everything all cancel, then I think better everything also don't buy. Or something is very wrong with Singapore. Seriously, right? Everything cancel. Better you keep all your money in your pocket. Okay, so answer your own question. Will all this proceed or cancel? Then, will the MRT station still be there? Or will the MRT station be demolished? End of the day, will Park Clementi still be near MRT? Right? Clementi Town, the hawker center, the shopping mall, the neighborhood shops, all the banks, Will it still be there? Or it will turn into a garden and turn into a park? Okay, most importantly, end of the day, you buy a property in Clementi. How bad can it get? Right? You tell your friends, I bought a property in Clementi, near to NUS, near to hawker center, near to MRT, near to shopping mall. Right? How bad can it get? Right? So sometimes we need to ask ourselves all these questions, right? So if the answers are no, then the next question is it safe? And then the next question is it low risk? So of course, if you still, after my whole session, you still find that it is not safe and it's very high risk, then no problem. Find another product, put it inside this template. Ask yourself, where are the jobs? Ask yourself, where are the supply? Ask yourself, where are the demand? Is the government going to have another 10 GLS in this area? Is the government going to put jobs here or take away jobs from here? No problem. Park companies may not be the product for you. I can accept, no problem, right? Take another product, run through this template, end of the day, ask yourself, is it safe? Is it low risk? And still, we have to go back to the next. Okay, remember this slide? We cannot eliminate risk to zero. No matter what we do, there will still be risk. We can only make it a bit lower by asking ourselves a lot of questions, by assessing ourselves, by reducing ourselves to a lot of unnecessary risk, right? We can lower the risk, but there will still be risk. We still have to take some risk. Cannot be 0-1. Okay, in summary, play safe. Please check your finances after this. Okay, after you end this session, if you want, ask your real estate agent to refer a banker to you to do your bank loan. In principle approval is free. Make sure that you are comfortable, okay, to buy the property that you can afford comfortably. Okay, good entry price, good rental, great amenities. Whatever I share with you just now, you can easily also check for another condominium and the nearby surrounding condominium. What is the rental? What is the price? Okay, and then of course you use Google Map. You can see whether how near is it to MRT, how near is it to expressway. All this we can. No, now we have time, right? We have time. We are at home. We can use our computer. It's a good time to do some research on your own. So why? Because my second slide is what? Disclaimer. You still have to do your own due diligence. Okay, demand and supply. Make sure the property have a higher demand and hopefully got not too much land for new condominium or new whatever development. I do this like that. Why? If the property have a lot of empty land and the government can build another 50 condo, then is there enough demand for all this to free up every single unit? So this some question. Like I said, take another property that you like, put it inside this demand and supply. Ask yourself this question: where are the jobs? Where are the jobs now? Where are the jobs in future? Where are people studying now? Where are people studying in future? So all these questions, we can easily find out the answer. And then you will know where is the demand and supply. Okay, just to share with everyone, Park Clementi's, right, during this circuit breaker period, we cannot go show flat, we cannot do viewing, we cannot meet anyone. But yet, this development have sold 22 units. Everything done online. Some buyers have never visited the show flat. Some buyers have previously visited a show flat, finally decided after they do their research to buy now. Whether you think it's a good development or it's not a good development, it's okay. Park Clementi is still selling. As of today, there are approximately another 3 or 4 units, okay, under negotiation. One is already confirmed. So every day, this development is selling. So just want to share with you, there are a lot of people are buying during this period. So I leave it to you. Okay, Q&A time. Eddie. Eddie.
Yep. Hi, Ben. I'm reading the question because some of your examples shown earlier on, right? So one of the question posted to you is that, does it mean that bigger size unit, higher floor, premium view, the profit margin will be lower?
Okay, it's not always 1 + 1 = 2 answer, because end of the day, different development is priced differently. We have seen some development whereby the bigger unit is selling at a higher per square foot, and the smaller unit is selling at a lower per square foot. And we have also seen some developments. Per floor jump is only $2,000. We have also seen some developments. Per floor jump, 10,000, 20,000. So you have to understand that particular development and ask yourself, if you ask me, do I want to pay $300,000 more for another 20 levels? I don't know. Most likely I will not. But will I pay $30,000 more for another 20 levels? Most likely, yes. Therefore, the entry price is very important, and it will determine your exit price, profit.
Thank you, Ben, for sharing that. So actually, each development itself, right, there are different attributes when doing unit selection. So what we covered today is an overall market and then macro factors on how to identify a development for individual specific units, like what Ben mentioned many times. You need to speak to one of the PropNex salesperson to help you to identify. So the next key thing that they are trying to ask you is that you shared a lot about the demand in this area. What do you think about the supply cycle in this West Zone area? How will it impact prices in the next 5 to 10 years?
So I
Because you
see.
mentioned there's not a lot of supply in this area.
Okay, so I find that like I mentioned in District 22, especially, it's traditionally is a HDB estate. Till today, it's still a HDB estate. When you mention areas like Jurong and Clementi, people know it is a HDB estate. Similar to when you mention to people Tiong Bahru, Red Hill, people know it's a HDB estate. But when you mention to people River Valley, Bukit Timah, people know it's a private residential estate. So then again, remember somewhere in the middle, in the beginning, I shared with everyone, there is a shift of profile that people are upgrading from HDB to private. Remember the chart? So gradual shift, more people are coming into private property. So I see a lot of upside in the West. Because why? Because there's just so little private properties here. In fact, the 22 condominiums, right? If you ask me, I can more or less every single one I can name up for you, no? Because it's just 22 only. It's not 222. Some of you who are living in Jurong, you all can also name them up. It's just like that. But what is going to happen? The government has already confirmed, like I mentioned, 100,000 here, 100,000 here, 170,000 there. We are going to create 300,000 jobs in this area. Not all at once, but in the next 5, 10, 20 years, slowly, progressively. So it's really up to you. Do you want to get into the game early, or you want to get in the game late? I find that since there's only 22 condos in Jurong, right, or in District 22, right, I think no harm buying the 23rd development. How can they be oversupply when the supply, when the first supply is so low?
I think what Ben shared is very true itself. So in relation to the first question, right, they are asking, just now you shared about the thermostat. So they are asking, if let's say the condition economic cycle don't goes very well, right, how will the government tune the thermostat? They're asking in particular, will they release the cooling measure?
First and foremost, I'm not the government. I can only say that for myself, I trust the Singapore government. I say why? Because if the government don't calibrate this, for example, they continue to issue 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 GLS per year, and it becomes even a worse oversupply or biggest oversupply, then how does it help Singaporean? Okay, my thinking is very simple, because whatever I think comes from the belief that our government will want to take care of us. So my answer and my own self-answer to all these questions is the government will do their best to calibrate. I give everyone an example. Just now I mentioned, you all remember the slide about the eggs, right? Our government can even be so concerned that maybe we got no eggs to eat, or maybe our eggs become more expensive, that they can go all over the world to source for more eggs, so that a simple thing like egg, Singaporeans can still eat affordable egg every day. So if you ask me, the government can put so much effort on egg, will the government not put some effort on property? To me, this is common sense. Of course, then again, some of you might not agree. It's okay. I'm also chill about it. But because my belief system is the government will take care of us, they will not let this thing, okay, all the way until it's like the what they say, the kite got no string anymore. Then they scramble. No, they are always holding the string. They are always calibrating. They are calibrating. In fact, the government just released the measure to allow another 6 months for the developer for the 5 years ABSD. So this is a very clear indication. Already the government knows that developer need more time. They give them another 6 more months.
Thank you, Ben, for sharing examples of the government actively monitoring the market just to ensure that prices remain stable. I think that's what the government wants to do, and also to prevent people from speculating. Everybody just buy with a systematic approach and then take care of your own risk, and what you can afford to buy, I think is good enough. So coming on next, right, because you mentioned about rental, the capital appreciation is a byproduct of your rental, right? So they're asking, so if a person looking to invest now, should he buy into something that have more bedrooms? His thinking is that 4-bedroom have higher rental, so the capital appreciation will be higher. This is what I interpret from the question.
Okay, so first of all, we don't be confused. More rental, the total amount of rental versus rental yield is two separate things. Okay, so getting 4,006 for a 4-bedroom and getting 3,006 for a 2-bedroom, maybe the 2-bedroom rental yield is higher. So end of the day, go back to the first question, 60% TDSR. And then you still need to spend money, right? You still need to have a lot of lifestyle. You need to have expenses. Is that what you can comfortably afford? If you cannot comfortably afford, there's a lot of factors. So there's still down payment. We're talking about 25% down payment. We're talking about stamp duties. We're talking about, in the event, if let's say 6 months or 3 months or 5 months, whatever it is, the property cannot be rented out or the renter cannot cover the installment, can you top up? If you buy a 4-bedroom, means you need to have more funds to stand by. So all this I cannot answer for you. Only you will know your financial prudence. So end of the day, you have to check back with your real estate agent and really decide what to right size the property.
Thanks, Ben. So I think coming to the last question, right, they're asking the Greater Southern Waterfront have so much hype about it. So comparing to what you shared just now, the JID, Jurong Innovation, Jurong Lake District, and Tuas Megaport, they're weighing. Should they buy into somewhere that's impacted by which transformation, in your own view, will bring more impact to property prices?
Okay, the simple answer is the whole Singapore is under transformation. You go to Woodlands, got transformation. You go to Punggol, have. You go to East, have. You go to Jurong, have. You go to anywhere, also have. But then again, how does it affect you? First of all, you don't buy a property purely just for transformation alone and nothing else. For example, some years back, a lot of Singaporeans buy Iskandar, right? Big transformation. Everything we hear is only transformation, right? But then again, where is the demand? No demand. People are not working there. You understand what I mean? So we cannot buy purely focusing and don't look at other things. You see, my whole slide, I don't talk about transformation only. No, my whole slide, I talk about a lot of things. A lot of things. So transformation is probably just one factor. Secondly, we have to go back. Okay, if you talk about Greater Southern Waterfront, basically there's two areas. One area is the southern of Singapore, which is Tanjong Pagar area. Tanjong Pagar area, the pricing is very different from the west area, no? Because the other part of the Greater Southern Waterfront story is the Tuas. Because you shift from point A to point B, both are equal story, both are also Greater Southern Waterfront story, because it's a Tuas Megaport story, right? And it's also a Tanjong Pagar story. But then again, it's a very different pricing. So if you shift yourself to, let's say, Marina Bay, you want to buy Marina Bay, it's a very good area. There's a lot of upside, but the per square foot is higher. So end of the day, if you feel that you can afford and this is what you want, and I don't know, you want to be like the celebrity that bought Marina One, I mean, go ahead. Very good development. That's a very, it's a best-selling project, right? But can everybody just go in there and buy that development? I don't know. So you have to buy what you love, not just on the transformation. Transformation, we must understand it takes a lot of time also. What is going to happen before the transformation? That's important, because the transformation can take 10, 20 years. If you ask me today, Clementi, for example, the example that I quoted as Clementi can have no transformation and still with the existing infrastructure, it is still a good place to stay. NUS is still here. Nanhua Xiaoxue is still here. MRT is still here. The shopping mall is still here. The hawker center is still here. The char kway teow is still here. The bank is still here. Everything is still here. Leh. From Clementi, I still drive 5 minutes. I still reach Holland Village. I don't need transformation. In fact, I don't need transformation to buy Clementi. Clementi is Clementi. Clementi, I buy today, no transformation, still very good.
Thank you, Ben. I think we covered most of the Q&A. The rest of the question are basically economic question, asking about employment, economic cycle. Is there going to be a recession? Maybe I'll just put it this way, that none of us can give you assurance is that what's going to happen to the economy, what kind of impact, how long will we rebound. But I just want to share with you that this is not a Singapore issue. The whole world is facing the same thing. I cannot say that Singapore will be the only government doing something about it, but I just like to share it from experience and personal point of view, is that Singapore is one of the few government in the world that have the ability to do it with a very strong reserve. We can create jobs. Actually, all the transformation about the Jurong Innovation District, Jurong Lake District, Tuas Mega Port, Greater Southern Waterfront, Paya Lebar, right, only means one thing to me. Our government have the money, have the means, have the system, have the people in place to effect all these things and create jobs, employment for our people, and to attract investment to come into Singapore. Imagine if you are a foreign fund today, you are a foreign company. Imagine you are IBM, you are Apple, you are Alibaba, or you are whichever MNC company. With this current world situation, we have to shift your money somewhere. Which part of the world is safe enough for you to park your money and continue to run your business in a fail-safe environment that's efficient enough with the people with the skills set to do the job, and then still in a considerable low cost of living? I mean, this is what I will feel. I got no answer for this, neither do Ben. But I can give you 2 person that can help to try to answer this. I will put them on the chopping board. Okay, so tomorrow night, 8 p.m., CEO Ismail Ghaffar and Kelvin Fong is going to be in this session itself. That's just basically answering questions. Have any burning property related question, you can put it up to them, and easy for you to do it. Get the questionnaire link from any PropNex salesperson. You can key in any question that you like. We're going to end the link by 12 p.m. tomorrow, so we can compile all the questions, prepare the data, and then show you in the evening. I really need all of you to come and share with us what you think, so that we can all bounce idea off, and we can have some time to prepare data to show you, rather than just off the air reply. So we just want to give you something that's concrete. Feel free to approach any PropNex salesperson to get the link. I think we have all learned a lot tonight from Benjamin. Benjamin, really thank you for your time and all the panelists that's working behind the scene. Thank you. Any last few sentences to summarize to share with them?
Yeah, I like I said, I am not an economist. I don't proclaim to know everything. Okay, but for this particular area and for this particular project, I think I'm the subject matter expert for this particular area and project. End of the day, nobody can be sure. We cannot predict. We cannot fortune tell what is going to happen even tomorrow. So let's work with what the same theory. Is it safe for you? It could be safe for others. It need not be safe for you. But then again, you have to ask yourself, financially, is it prudent now? Are you comfortable? Is it safe? Do you love this location? Right? What are the risks? Is it very high risk? Or I have sufficient funds, or I have $500,000 in my CPF account sitting there doing nothing. Is it a time to do something for it? You know, all these questions you have to ask yourself. There's no one straight answer to answer everyone. But then again, okay, during this period, like I said, don't make property investment so frustrating. It can be very easy. It can be very fun. Okay, a lot of people like to quote Warren Buffett, like to quote I don't know, even Bruce Lee or whatever. But I think the best quote today is Nike. Just do it. If you have the means, just do it. If you are happy, just do it. If you love what you want to buy, just do it. Why be so upset about buying a property? Buying a property should be very light-hearted, should be very happy. All right, because why? Because like I said, step 1, you have already done your finances. You check your bank, you can borrow money. Step 2, you look at your bank account, got money or not, have enough money. Step 3, do you buffer enough for the next 12 months? You don't rent out, you still can pay installment for the next 12 months. So you make yourself so comfortable already. Everything is so good. And then you look at the recent transaction in the nearby, everything, okay, I'm not overpaying, fair price. I like this development. Just do it. Right? Be more easy, more happy. Don't be too frustrated. That's my my parting shot to everyone, because end of the day, okay, we want to enjoy life, we want to stay safe, stay healthy, and just live life as it is. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. Take care. Stay safe. Good night.